I emphasize this one so much. So like, let's say hypothetically we accidentally deleted some of these poles and I just put them back where I know they were. This does not work. Notice how the logic did not get replaced. So again, I've stressed it many times. Restamp and rebuild and you'll get your logic back. Always restamp and rebuild. This is also a good time to go over the major problems that can arise with misstamping the blueprint. So let's say I took this blueprint and I accidentally stamped it in this direction. It is going to take all of the logic that is on these belts and it is going to push that logic sideways. Do not misstamp. I would love to go over how to fix every misstamp, but I can't. If you misstamp, you're probably killed your run. Do not misstamp the base. Okay, we're starting to make blue science. Let's actually use the blue science. So the tech order we want right now is advanced oil processing, lube. We want electric engines. We want robotics. We want construction bots. We want bot speed 1 and bot speed 2. Every single time that a tech is finished, you're going to stamp again. Right now, we're ready to build 1.8, which is going to start processing bots. So let's put in 1.8 and build every new thing that has shown up. Do not forget to build this section up here for batteries. We need this pipe right here to come down for lube. There's a lot of little things to not forget here. I've seen a lot of new runners forget to build this little piece of belt back here. And it's much easier to build this piece of belt if you've built this assembler first because it wraps around nicely. Do not forget any steps. Always do inserters last. Because if you do inserters first, you might do something like this. And oh, I've overwritten belt. That was stupid. If the belt is already in place and the poles are already in place, then when you're doing your little U-drag and you go too high, doesn't go over the belt that's already built. In addition to that, if you delete some ghosts, some of those ghosts might have logic on them and you might delete that logic. Yes, chat's also reminding me to stamp. So every time one of these tech finishes, you'll notice that me stamping has put in advanced oil up here. We've put in lube here. We've put in electrical engines here. And next we're going to put in robotics here. Make sure that every single time one of these techs finishes, you stamp as quickly as you can because it's all about getting bots out as fast as possible. This little section is an absolute pain in the ass for new runners to build. Do all the assemblers first. Then build the wire. Try to find it all. I know you might have like ore here that's really hard to see everything. Squint and build. Whoops, I did that wrong. Blue. Oh, I don't have any blue arms. Again, I'm just Q clicking my way through all this stuff. Up here. Okay. Once this is all done, you're ready for bots to come out. And you're right, I have not stamped. So I'm going to stamp again. You can see that that put in the robot frames. Everything is getting made here except for the bots themselves. That tech is almost done. The next urgent thing we want to do is get gears and steel to help roboports come out faster. So I'm going to make a quick trip to my on patch to grab gears. Okay, so this gearbox, empty it. You don't need 1,800 gears. So if it's that full, it's a little excessive. Maybe like 1,000, 1,200, whatever. Okay, so what I just did, I should be stamping first of all because bots are done. So now you can see we get roboports here, bots here, roboports here, undergrounds here. I've put gear in this box. There's a box here with red chips. We want to go get our extra steel now. So I've got 2,500 steel. Take some of that steel and go 1, 2, 3, 4 that are full stacks. I put about 400 there. And then I'm going to come down this way. And I'm going to take all of the steel I have left and put it into this box. If you would like to speed this up, you can pick up the red chips, pick up some of the gears, pick up some of the steel, fully jam this box, fully jam this box. Depending on your speed here, you may or may not have more or less red chips. But basically, your goal now is to push out 6 red undergrounds, as many roboports as you possibly can, leaving gear and steel here and red chip here, and get a roboport and place it as fast as possible. This will let robots start coming out. Now you have to prep the base so that robots can actually do stuff. So when you go into the beginner blueprint, there's going to be this book here called Upgrade Planners. So if you grab Upgrade Planners and you put it on your bar, you're going to see one book that has belts. I'm just shift and scrolling here. So there's 3 books. There's belt, there's red boxes, and there's steel furnaces. You are going to pick up red boxes from here and red box the red boxes and red box the roboports. You can place those 2 manually. Then go back into this box and give them back their red boxes. Now you are going to grab your red box upgrader. If you are super lazy, you can just drag the whole base like this. I don't recommend that, but you can do that. If you're unsure about what to do, it's not going to rip your run. What I recommend doing is upgrading this one box that's getting red belt right there. Upgrade these 4 boxes here in the science area. And then way up here, there's a box getting steel furnaces. I can go into map view and I can zoom in just so I'm really careful. Steel furnaces. Okay, so we've done red belt. We've done steel furnaces up here. We've done our 4 science boxes. Then you can drag from blue arms at one corner to tanks at the other corner. This is effectively going to get your entire mall area done. Now the bots are going to go around and upgrade everything. Look at them go. It's beautiful. And with that being done, your base is going to start taking shape. There's one more urgent step. Fennec, you have it. We need yellow boxes. So the next thing we want to do is take this assembler. Temporarily, we're going to change this to make yellow boxes. Okay. So we're going to let that count up to, let's say 6 or 7. So it's made plenty. We can shift it back to red. We can pick up what's in this box ourselves now. And we're going to walk down here to the power poles. And we are going to stamp in 2-1. This is the robot takeover blueprint. 2-1. When 2-1 goes in, you can upgrade these 3 chests to yellow. Yes, I understand that this top one is not yellow. You're going to overwrite it. You're now going to have 3 yellow chests here. And then into this yellow chest, you can dump everything you don't need. So, assemblers. You can dump your extra yellow chests, your extra red chests, your pipe, all your arms, your boxes, other pipe, drills. The only problem here is if you put too much in this chest, but you likely won't do that. Just everything you don't need, if it's garbage, put it in this chest. Train, rail. If you have furnaces, you could come up here and put the furnaces in this chest if you're concerned you never gave it enough. But yeah, all your garbage out of your inventory. All you need right now is belt, power poles, roboports, underground belt, and splitters. That's it. Those are the only essentials. A little bit of extra garbage in your inventory is not going to kill your run. And then make sure you pick up these 2 assemblers. Pick up. You've got your 6 red undergrounds that you're going to put here. Sorry, I only had 4. It's fine. Assemblers, steel furnaces, everything in here. The reason you want everything in here is the bots can start building it. Now, there's a lot of stuff the bots are building I'm not even covering. The bots are going to start taking over. But there's a few essentials that we want the bots to upgrade. So let's grab our upgrader blueprint. And we're going to drag over the entire section here. This is going to cover 2 lanes of steel, 2 lanes of iron, and your 1 lane of copper. Upgrade all of these to steel furnaces. Yes, so in that drag, as the dough is pointing out, I did not upgrade these stone furnaces to steel. They do not need to be steel. All right, We've upgraded all the steel furnaces now, but our belt still needs to be upgraded. If I take the upgrade planner out, it has a belt upgrade section on it. All of these convenient markers are going to help you find where to upgrade. So there's a lot here. You're going to upgrade all the starting sections from marker to marker. It should be 25 belt per section. So 25 marker to marker. Done. I'm going to do 2 at once here. So it's going to be 50. Iron and copper. 50. Iron and copper. 50. This 1 iron. 25. Then I'm going to do the outputs. So starting with iron, there is a marker here where it starts. And there is another marker at the very end by the assemblers where it's going to end. Right there. You're also going to match the green chip side to the buffer. So exact same distance on the marker here, all the way to the green chip buffer. You're going to get this little 2 belt right here and this splitter. You're going to get the copper output from the output all the way to the 3rd splitter. And you're going to get the iron output on the bottom lane, or iron 2, from the marker all the way to the splitter here that's doing green chips. In total now, you should have 7 red splitters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You should have the output here to this splitter, the output here to this splitter, the output here to this marker, the green chip output, all the starting sections. The only thing left is this cross belt right here. So as the iron leaves this splitter, we'd like to upgrade the cross belt going up all the way to that splitter. Technically, that is going to upgrade this belt, which is not needed, but you can leave it on. It will not make a difference. That is all of the upgrading inside the base that is needed, but now there is an excessive amount of ore that is lacking, and you'll notice that new combinators have shown up everywhere. We are going to fill these from iron 1 down. That is the priority. So iron 1 needs another lane, copper 1 needs another lane, iron 2 needs another lane. Because we've upgraded all of these, they now require double the lanes to keep up. You also have a P here, which stands for patch. And because the robots are taking over, we need to... I like to put roboports on my hotbar at this point to start putting roboports everywhere. So we're going to try to get roboports connected to our on patch right now. Put a roboport in that direction. And now I have a special blueprint in the beginner-friendly blueprints called on patch upgrade. You're going to take on patch upgrade and you're going to mirror it so it matches what's here. So if you can't figure this out, just look at the 3 labs. So at the top of the print, look at the 3 labs, match them to these 3 labs, hold shift and paste. That is going to add in some stuff to this blueprint, which is going to be built by robots. Keep extending your roboport coverage, and you are going to get the box upgrade planner and upgrade the drills, upgrade the belt, upgrade the inserters. You're then going to upgrade planner the 3 wires and the 2 green chips. You are going to use the belt upgrade planner, and you are going to start at the tip of iron and upgrade all the way to almost the end. It does not matter how specific you are. This is not technically needed every single run, but for the safety, just do it. Then you're going to do the same thing on the iron output from the end all the way down, most of the way down. What you are trying to guarantee here is that all of these furnaces get enough ore and that all of the output plates never back up. Then you are going to get a furnace upgrade planner and you're going to upgrade 30 of these furnaces starting from the tip, 30 of these furnaces, and 4 of these furnaces. The last thing that is needed is 2 more drills need to be added for copper. So 1, 2. At this point, again, robots are doing everything for you. So pull the roboports in the direction you need them. Yeah, bot's low on pulls. So this is a good opportunity to go through a few lessons. So right now, in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll notice that the bots are missing a lot of entities. This is some, by the way, thank you so much for the subs, guys. You're super kind of you. There's a lot of entities missing by the bots, okay? And we need to clean that up. So before we give the bots any additional tasks, you're very regularly going to be checking in this bottom right-hand corner, what are they missing? So right now, they're missing 101 power poles. That is bad. We want them to have power poles. How would the bots get power poles? The only way they can do that is by getting wood. So there's a few ways we can very urgently help them to get power poles. They cut wood, they bring it here, it makes poles. So in the beginner book, there's a trees decon planner. You can put that on your bar somewhere, open up your map, and see if you can find some trees. So look, all the red you see is trees. Great. That is going to get them started. You are also holding, as a player right now, 192 poles. It's not hard to just give them like 100. That is going to get them started. I should have done that sooner. Make sure the bots have poles. That is why nothing has power anywhere. All right, so finishing the on-patch section. We've added 2 drills to copper. We've upgraded furnaces. We've upgraded belt. Don't worry about the red belt that is missing here. As we complete more stuff in the base, the bots will get more red belt. Don't worry about it. It's okay. The drill count that you see on the bottom section here. This blueprint comes with a default 44 drills. But if you're not on a patch nicely, it might not have 44. 44 is excess of what is needed. I think that 39, make sure it has 40 drills. If your blueprint has 40 drills, it will run fully and comfortably and you will not have a problem. So now we have this little belt here sticking out of the patch because we've added all this stuff. We want to take this belt right here and we want to connect it to the P for patch. So I'm just going to extend it out. Give it a little wiggle, push it through, and put it on the P. Now, all of your excess material from your on-patch build, such as your inserters, your belt, your green chips, and your iron plates, can all filter down into the base, and they are going to be processed here. Okay. We have a lot of work to do. The bots are way ahead of us now, and this is probably going to be something you see very commonly if you're a slower runner. Everything in the base is done, and the bots are not doing a thing. We have a lot of ore to bring to the base. The good news is that we have bots. All right, so let's just go down the list. Iron, copper, iron, 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 coal. Again, go from top down, or if your base is oriented differently, start at the stone and the steel and work your way down. This is always the order of priority, is that order. So starting first, we need 2 lanes of iron and a lane of copper. There's a new blueprint book you can get out for drills. So we're going to take pre-bots off, go into the beginner blueprints and grab this miners after bots blueprint, put it on our bar. We're now going to hump the shit out of every iron patch we can to the maximum possible humping. So you're literally just going to put your drill book down and see how hard you can hump the iron everywhere you can. Right here, you can see that this blueprint is called 4,110. This one is called 382. What that number is how many drills need to actually be placed for this to be good enough. So if I put in this 410 print, you'll notice at the bottom, there's a single drill that will not be placed. I'm going to stamp this in. And then I'm going to highlight this with my copy. And I'm going to see that it has 111 drills placed. 111 is enough because the blueprint told us it needs 110. So sometimes you can get away with a hole, and that's okay. You should maybe check how much ore is in the existing drills. So like some of the weak spots, like this one looked like a weak spot, but it's got 4,000. If you see 2,000 plus, consider it enough. Now, if you really wanted to fix this missing drill, you can very easily just add a drill, add some belts, add a pole, and boom, it's fully satisfied. You'll notice the bots only built the top half of this. Again, Roboport coverage. We need to keep our Roboport coverage covering every inch of what we want to build. All right, let's start connecting these lanes. So this was a 4. So these, sorry, Amanda's telling me to talk about mixed mining a little bit. So these prints, these blueprints cannot have mixed mining. You are not protected against mixed mining. You have to be careful. So where I'm rubbed up against coal here, very good idea to check. Let's just say hypothetically this drill right here was in the blueprint, okay? This drill, if you look at the right up there, you can see very clearly it says coal and iron. Bad. You do not need coal and iron. You just need iron. So do not let don't let that drill get built. Bad robot. So point is, play carefully and check that you are not mixed mining anywhere. A really bad mixed mining situation will rip your run. Something you'll find with underground that's super annoying. So let's say I have that belt right there. Okay. And oh, I forgot to get the underground here. If I do that, it will not place it. The reason it will not place it is that it's seeing this belt on the other side is something it does not want to overwrite. And so it'll just keep that belt going. And I don't know. I can't fully explain why it's not coded that way, but you have to have the two sides that you want undergrounded fully clear and then drag. So the same principle does not work in the other direction. Let's say you have the front done, but the back side is empty. If you drag from the front, it'll place it. If you drag from the back, it will not place it. Some weird little interactions here with undergrounds that people may not fully understand. Safest thing is make sure it's fully empty, drag. I can't really talk to like why it's like that. It just is like that. A few little tips if your spaghetti is getting particularly rich. So right here, we've got a situation where I want these two lanes to go up into here. So let's just say I had to run this lane past this line here. I can just arc this belt as a turn so that it does not filter into this passing belt. Whereas before, the belt was like this. It would push coal into here, which I don't want. Just turn this belt so it does not filter into this lane, and you're good. Some more things with dragging undergrounds. If I drag this into this turned belt, it is just going to kiss the belt and not make the underground the way I want. So let's just see how shitty that looks. Oh dear God, it's awful. Do not do that. I think it's all fine. So in this cases like this, you're gonna have to manually place your undergrounds. I think that's enough small details about underground drags, but if people have any questions about stupid underground drag mechanics, speak up. So it's perfectly fine to get into. Okay, so here's one that comes up a lot. Undergrounds that are yellow go 4 spaces. This is 5 spaces. I can't get through this easily with one drag, so I can open this up so it fits. I don't know. You'll over time adjust to what the best ways are to push your spaghetti through everything. But making a good pasta is a critical part of Factorio speedrunning. You got to be able to make a fine dish. Now again, something that's really nice about this part of the run. If I don't want to build this stuff, I don't have to. Robots will do it for me. Put a roboport down, connect. You're pretty much going to have robots. I see that the tech is needed too, by the way. You're pretty much going to have robots doing everything for you. So constantly check your map, check your robo range, make sure that they have everything they need. So let's say you get in a situation where you need trees, just try to get your robo range over to some trees, get the robots to cut them. If you think you're getting low on poles, you're not sure, you can press L to see what is in the, so if you're standing in your robo network, press L and then search pole. I have 253 poles in my logic network right now that bots can use. That's enough, but you could, if you wanted to prepare, get them to start cutting more wood because you're going to need more than that. So just small nibbles for wood. I could be a maniac and I could put a roboport right here at the center of a large forest and I could show my bots how much I hate them by getting them to cut all of this at once. If you have enough poles already, I'd recommend small bites. I just want to finish this last bit of iron drills before we get into upgrading the base. And then we'll get into upgrading the base. So I'm going to put that... sure, right there. I don't know. You're going to have to make some, like, judgment calls about where you put all your stuff. Okay, yeah, power your roboport. So every time you build these mining things, it's very common to do something like this. It's very common to, like... I'm gonna make 2 copper down here. So hold on, we'll actually just do it. I'm gonna make 2 copper, let's say right there, and it's in roboport range, and I gotta connect my roboport to power, so I'm gonna power it like this, and perfect. Okay, I'm gonna leave that now. It's done, right? Because I've connected my roboport to power, and I've built it, and the bots are gonna take care of it. It's good. The one thing you probably didn't notice is that this power line does not touch the power lines in here. This is a very common mistake, and it actually ripped my run this week. So yes, you can hold a world record and make this mistake all the time. Make sure there's a power pole connecting into the main part of the network, okay? That's it. Just make sure every time you put drills down that they're powered, they have a roboport, which is also powered, and you'll be fine. Okay, I'm going to get these irons to the base, and then I'm going to get into stamping the next section here. Okay. Now I want to get into stamping more sections of the base, okay? So this was the first thing we did. This was 2-1. And we have now connected every single lane that actually does something. It's easy to tell because even though these have combinators on them, it is very obvious they are not doing anything. So at the moment, everything that actually has a reasonable build behind it is done. You're missing 1 coal. Yes, so I do need 1 more coal right here. Let's go do that. Okay, everything is connected now that actually has a job. There's 2 things that have to be done, and I could modify the blueprints to make this a little more obvious and like put them in the order with the base. You'll notice that these combinators are looking for water. So as our base continues to expand, the draw on power is going to become severe, and we're going to need water here. Okay, if you go into the beginner print, there's a book right here called Pipes and Pump Jacks. If we open up this book, there are several different stages of the run we need pipes in. So, what we want right now is pipes for water 2-1. This will mimic the part of the run you're at, which is right here, 2-1. So when you're in 2-1, take the 2-1 pipe book, and we're gonna try to get water into these 3 pipes that want water. So it's a good idea to put the entire book on your bar, and then while holding the book, you can shift scroll through it, and it's gonna have your standard pipes, your turn pipes, and your final connection pipes. So start here. You can drag this around and it will go at perfect distances. So if it's a long run like here, I can drag it up. Again, this is super simple because it's just clean drags. And then once you're super close to the pipe, the easiest thing to put out is this little connector one that has them staggered, which just makes visualizing the water going in here easier. So what I'm going to show you is something, so this is not an acceptable method of connection because these 2 pump jacks, or offshore pumps are overlapping here. Not allowed. So what you can do is underground from here to here. This is fine. This is fine because these 3 offshore pumps are in their own network. Okay. 2-1 is done. It's time to start expanding the base. Little checks that you're going to make before you expand the base. Do robots need anything? Modules don't count. If you see them needing modules, don't worry about it. The critical things that you're looking for in the alerts section, and the dough can help me with this. Do robots need power poles? Do they need anything belt related? A belt, an underground belt, a splitter, an inserter? Do they need any steel furnaces? If they need any of these critical things, pipes and, oh, I'm in the way, sorry. Right there. Check this list. Every time you stamp now, check this list. If they need pipe, underground pipe, belt, underground belt, splitters, inserters, assemblers, furnaces, anything that might be critical to a build, wait. Wait to stamp. If what they're asking for is the stuff you see now, this stuff is not important. We don't even have modules yet. Don't worry about that. So now we're going to go into our book. We're going to go to the map view. We're going to scroll out. 2-1 is already stamped. Scroll to 2-2 and stamp 2-2. Shift, click, done. Bots are going to take over and they're going to build all this. We already have 2 iron lanes right here to connect. So this is going to be perfect and easy. Done. Again, every part of this is simple. Find the combinator. What does it need? It needs iron. Easy. Done. Now, if you're fast, you can help the robots build all of this belt. But we're not fast, so we're going to let them do it. We're going to go get more iron for the robots instead. So right now, the next goal is 3 iron lanes right here. All right, we're going to try to go way down south here now and connect to this gigantic iron patch that's down here. So we have this gigantic patch and we want to hump it as hard as possible. So we're just going to dial this all the way up to 8, which is the biggest one. And we're going to put that at the very edge of the iron right there. Check that nothing is mixed. That is mixed, so we're going to delete it. Again, this says 221. This has 231. So we're fine. We do not need to add any more. Nestled right in here, you can place a roboport. Make sure the roboport and the main part of the print have power. Check that the roboport coverage hits the entire print. Great. We have 8 belts of iron that we can start running north. Talk about robo charge queues with that one roboport. That's a great idea. So sometimes in your runs, when you're asking for the robots to do a lot of stuff, you might see them having like a big office party here, or this is kind of like a water cooler situation where these robots are hanging out and they're kind of lounging right now. Like, does this look... If you came into the office and you witnessed something like this, would you say that your employees are being productive right now or that they're wasting your fucking time? I think you would agree that your employees right now are wasting their time, right? So you don't want this. Don't narc on your workers. And you can see like they're moving really slow. Like this just looks like an unproductive situation. So, what's happening here is that the robots are utilizing charge queues, and the roboports can only provide power to X amount of robots over X amount of time. And so if you have a very large task, which we have given the robots, a very, very large task, like the one is down here, they are going to hump these roboports into submission. If you start getting faster and you want your robots to work harder, you can always give them additional roboports like this, which will increase the ability of the robots to charge up and build a task quicker. Is this essential for the speed of play that you should expect? No, it is not. But if you want to get faster and you want your robots to produce more for you, you may need to give them more roboports so they can charge faster. Okay, so we have iron coming here and nothing for it to do. Everything in our base looks done. Again, if we check down here, let's check our list of what's missing. Is anything in the missing list causing extreme alarm? No, it is not. So we're going to stamp the next part of the print. So 2-2 becomes 2-3. Find it right there. Again, you're looking for a lot of blue. Yes, everybody's freaking out about the 2 labs. It's fine. Don't worry about 2 labs. Just keep printing. The 2 labs is fine. It's okay to not have 2 labs. We're fine with it. Next thing, if you look again, we're just going to go through our list. We've connected these. The next thing the base is asking for is 4 lanes of copper. So let's go get 4 lanes of copper for the base. If you can't remember where to connect, so like let's say there's a distance like this or whatever it was, one tip you can do is from here, either the top or the bottom, as long as you remember which, hold shift and drag, and now you know where the connection is. So from this longer distance, I just know to hit here. Let's say you're trying to go extremely fast and your bots are really busy and you don't want them putting down all this belt for you because that's a waste of their time. You can also do this from map view. So in map view, left and right on the WASD goes really, really fast. So same idea, grab belt, hold left. It's going to be perfectly lined up. Place belt. Lots of little tricks you can use to get belt markers where you want them for a really long distance snipe and either have the bots help or have the bots not help for them as I can. All right, so same thing. We're going to check our list. Our list has nothing important. None of this stuff matters. What we're looking for is pipe, underground pipe, belt, underground belt, splitters, inserters, maybe assemblers and furnaces. None of this matches that description, so we're fine. 26 labs now. Who needs them? It's not like it's fine. Keep going. Just keep going. You'll get your labs later. Yeah, the dough is right. Also, check for refineries and chem plants. Refineries and chem plants, storage tanks and pumps. Those are also quite important and very worth your time to check for. So you'll notice we're at 2-4. So we're gonna want to go back into our pump and pipe jack book, get the water pipes out that are 2-4. So again, I'll try to put these in the main print so that they flow a little better, but there's pipes for water 2-4. And you can notice that those are required now because, oh, I didn't add combinators here. Okay, that's my mistake. There should be combinators right here. But basically this all needs water now. So the same thing we did before. We're gonna now run 4 pipes, trying to go get water. Over to here, right there and right there. Again, this can all be done from the map view. There's no need to go all the way over here. This can all be done from the map. And remember what I said the golden rule is that none of these 2 pipes touch one another. So keeping them all separate is good. Okay. 2-4. The last one we have to do is 2-5. So let's stamp 2-5 in, which I think is the point at which combinators are going to get placed. Yeah, combinators come in at 2-5. Okay, 2-5 should add in the rest of the smelting and all of the processing. We have already connected all of our ore. It is on the way down. This last lane is starting to work. Everything in the base looks perfect. So up here, you have that power build that we were putting into the lake earlier. We need to connect our power to it and our Roboport coverage to it. This one looks a little awkward because there's a lot of landfill and there's no belts, but now that some of the landfill has been placed, I think this whole power part of the run is intimidating for a lot of people, gives them some trouble. So we are going to re-stamp the exact same print from earlier, the big power landfill print. We're gonna put that line. So I'm using the radar and the Roboport for alignment because you cannot misalign this stuff. If you do, it will be a major problem. Use the Roboport and the radar, shift click that into position, and you'll notice now that it's given us some belt here, which we are going to extend in this direction. Oh, I don't have any red, my bad. And we are going to connect power back to our base, and then we're going to make sure that our Roboport touches, which it does. This should now allow the bots to build into this, but I have not done something called on-patch landfill. So typically on the front side, you need to do something called on-patch landfill that is going to help your base make more landfill for power. If you're super slow, probably not going to run into a problem, but it's a good idea to put this print in. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going up to this stone here. If I go into the beginner friendly blueprint book, you'll see on patch landfill right here. And you're going to put it right here. The reason it is here is because it's not going to be under the base. It's not going to be under power. And there's literally no stone anywhere else. You need a patch of stone. We could have used this one. Could have used this one. This one was closest. Make sure a roboport is touching this and that power is touching this. What this blueprint does is it mines stone directly into these assemblers to make landfill, which goes directly into this box, which has to be in range of a roboport. So what happens here is that landfill goes into this box, which your robots can access, and then your robots can landfill the lake, which is essential for power later. Okay, so what I was saying earlier, we're going to get this belt out of here. It's okay that the bots do this. I don't have red belt on me, but ideally you would have brought red belt and you would do this yourself, but it's fine. We'll just have the bots do it. So where is this belt going? So this belt from the power is coming out of here. It's going towards your base, and you'll see in your base, there are matching belts right here that you're going to connect. Here, here, here. So now what you should have is your fuel belts running to your power having a connection from the base. Yeah, okay, perfect, it's on. So at this point in the run, just to recap, 7 iron lanes, 4 copper lanes, 3 iron lanes, 1, 2, 2 coal, the base, 2 iron, 2 copper, 2 iron, iron, stone. All of this would have been linked to you with combinators, so you do not need to think, you do not need to know, you do not need to check. As long as you built every combinator of ore, it is going to be done perfectly. And connected the on patch, which has a combinator that says P. Okay? Everything here is built.